Hello everyone, my name is Misael or Misa. This is the first video in what I hope to be a series of a lot of videos. So I've been wanting to start this project for a long time. This small YouTube channel type video, blog video, diary type thing. We'll see how it goes. I mostly just want to share my videos. I always come up with random projects in my home, so I like taking videos and pictures of that and sharing it with family and friends, and I thought YouTube might be a good platform to do that. And I think today is a good time to start this video diary vlog kind of thing, because I am starting a new project. Well, it's already kind of started, but I'll talk a little bit about that. But there is a new project underway, and I'll talk about that. But first we'll step in here, and I'll give you a little bit of more background info on how it all started. So it all started with this corn here. And a little bit of background on the corn. Every year we try to go visit my parents who live in Mexico. We try to do that sometime between June and August. We actually went about a month ago. Me and my wife and my brother and his girlfriend went about a month ago. And I brought back some seeds because my family in Mexico grows corn. So I brought back some of the seeds that they sow, and I planted them here. And these are actually about 6 days old. They'll be a week tomorrow. But these guys inspired this whole project that's going on over here. There's turf around. There's like an 8x6 area here. It's got this turf from the Home Depot. It's like $25 for an 8x6 kind of thing, so it's pretty good. I got this little shelves that I repurposed for spray bottle, little shovels, some pots that I'll use later. I got this thing to water, some leftover like Miracle-Gro potting mix type thing, which we won't use anymore, and I'll get more into why in a little bit. But yeah, this corn is what started it all, the garden that's coming up. So we'll move back over across the little gate here, and we'll go over what's next. So, yeah. Okay, so here we are, surrounded by a bunch of stuff that we got today. I'll talk about each one of these. This morning, I went to Home Depot and returned some stuff that I didn't use when I set up that the garden type area in the back where the the turf is. And I returned some stuff and got some cash. So I bought 3 Homer buckets. We're gonna plant in these, and the garden stuff will go in here. There's 3 of these. Oops. Alright. 3 of these. The reason I'm separating them is because we need to make holes under here so we get some good drainage. That way the plants don't sit in the water and get root rot and go bad, and they won't grow. Just a receipt. This will be my mixing bucket. This is a different color. I got it from Harbor Freight. So we'll use that later. But here are the drill bits to make the holes later. Another receipt. So we got lettuce of the romaine type. So we're gonna try and grow. We also got some cherry tomatoes. Hopefully we can get some by October. All of this stuff should give, hopefully by October. Green onions. And cilantro, yeah, cilantro. I got some scissors for later. And more green onions, because these grow pretty quickly. You can harvest them pretty quickly, and we'll talk about staggered planting as well. But yeah, we got 3 Homer buckets, which will grow stuff in. I'm thinking green onions, tomatoes, cilantro, and we will grow the lettuce in another container that I forgot to bring outside, and I'll bring that later. So yeah, let's talk about some of these things. First, this guy, cocoa coir. It's a big block, pretty solid. We will have to break this up probably throw it in this tote here with about 5 gallons of water, which is that bucket there. And just let it sit there for a while until it absorbs all that water, and then we'll check it. So we will have to break this down with like a hammer or like a screwdriver or something. We got a bag of perlite. Sorry, pumice stone. And I meant to say perlite because that's what I was gonna get originally, but the guy that I met at my local garden supply store said that this was probably better, because if I want to reuse the soil that I make next year, this will be good. The pumice will let me do that next year. I'll just have to top it off with a little bit of extra compost, and I should be good for that. So we changed the perlite, which is traditional, for pumice stone, which is here. I'll have to get back to you guys on how much all this stuff was. Total was like $82. I don't know how much each thing was though, but this, and then this bag here is kind of heavy. Here we go. Organic compost in Tucson, Arizona. Locally gathered, sourced. Should be good stuff. All the stuff, by the way, I got at a local garden supply store, so that should be some good stuff. We got 2 bags of it because it makes about a cubic foot each bag, so we need about 2. And this last thing here is the vermiculite. It's kind of like this guy. It's kind of like the cocoa core, but it's a lot lighter, and it will help with water retention and moisture. This perlite, I keep saying perlite, that's what I was gonna get originally. Pumice stone will help with drainage to make sure the water doesn't get stuck. So yeah, I think that's all the stuff. That's all the stuff. We will try our best to mix everything in a small area, make use of the totes. We have another one back here, so we will talk about the recipe next that I'm gonna make. Okay, so we got the cocoa core broken up. It's like this, about fist-sized pieces. It's a little. There you go. My wife discovered that it's easier to use the screwdriver wherever it ended up, and stand it upright and just poke at the sides and break it down, instead of poking at the bigger flat square side. And I have here about 5 gallons of water. I'm probably gonna do about another half of this just so that it's a little bit better. Might actually wait for this to get soaked. Actually, I think I'm gonna go get another half a bucket, so stay tuned for what comes next. Okay, so we got the cocoa core hydrated, broken down from the block. I ended up putting a bucket and a half-ish, a little bit more than a half, so somewhere between like 7 to 8-ish gallons of water. The guy at the store actually said that anywhere between 7 to 9, 7 to 11 gallons of water should be good. So he's right on the spot about that, because the trick to this, apparently, he gave me a good tip, is grabbing some of this cocoa core and just squeezing it, and just a little bit of water should come out. Hopefully you can see that. And I think that's just about right. So we should be good. We put the tarp down because we kept dropping some on the sides, because this turned out into a lot of cocoa core. But it should be enough for our buckets. Oh, by the way, I brought out the other bucket that I said I was gonna grow the lettuce in. It's this one. It's gonna be 3 romaine lettuce, vertical. we have to fill this guy too. This guy already has holes though, so we're good on this one. All right, so next up is we're probably gonna dump this on the floor, mix it with some compost, throw in the pumice stone and some of the vermiculite. And we'll go through the recipes for that in a second, so yeah. Okay, so we ended up just putting everything on the floor, on top of the tarp. That way we can mix everything really well. We got the cocoa coir on the bottom. We ended up getting about 3.5 buckets, so that should be just about 3 cubic feet. Because these buckets fit about an average of about 0.75 cubic feet. So times 3, it's almost 3 cubic feet. Because we did about 3.5. And then we added the compost. We did about 1.5 bags because we had 2. That was 2 bucketfuls. And we ended up adding already the vermiculite here. It's like this popcorny stuff. It's very light. You can actually squeeze it. That's for moisture retention as well, along with the cocoa coir. I didn't add as much of the vermiculite because I did add that extra bucket full, like half a bucket of the cocoa coir, just because I don't want to have any extras. And now the last thing here is the pumice stone, or perlite, depending on whatever you're using. But we're going to use pumice stone. It's really light stone here. So just throw it in there. I'm going to do about 1/2 bucket. It's a little over, so I'm just going to try to measure it. This one is also bigger than perlite, so I think I might just do not that much, just because it's bigger than perlite. So I think we're good there. And then we're just gonna mix it all together and start filling some buckets. All right, so we got our mix all mixed in. All done. I think it's good. And then we made holes in the buckets. We made 4 with the 1/2 inch drill bit. Should be good. Yeah, should be good on this. So we're just gonna fill the 3 homer buckets and the rectangular box. And we'll go from there. We're gonna fill them about like, maybe about here. That way you can leave like 1 inch or 2. For when you water. That way water can collect on top and then slowly seep to the bottom. So let's start with this guy. You like my shovel, by the way? Big shovel. Anyway. By the way, one of the tips I learned when looking for videos about how to do this, a trick to know that you have good soil is to try to clump it like this, and if it keeps its shape relatively, it's good. But then when you touch it, it should just fall apart. So that's how you know you're good. All right, this one's almost full. We'll just add a little bit more. I'm gonna keep it about there, and then I'm gonna fill the other 2 and then the rectangular one, and then we'll like distribute it some more. If we need to, because I don't want to have any leftover just sitting there rotting, so I'll probably just go get more homer buckets and we'll just plant some stuff, I guess. All right, see you later. Hey, so we're back at the Home Depot. We had a lot of mix left, so we're gonna get some more buckets. I think 3 more. We're also gonna get some more stuff. So we're gonna go ahead, head inside, and then we'll give you guys an update when we get back home that it's almost done. So stay tuned. Hello. Well, it's tomorrow now. Yesterday got really late. We ran out of time. But we did end up going to the Home Depot and got some stuff. We ended up getting 3 more buckets. We have a total of 6 buckets. The one's over here. But I put it aside over there because I wanted to show you something. We made a nice little like step up bleacher kind of vibe going here. That way it's easier for you to reach over for things if one rows a little higher than the other. And we just used an 8x8x8 cement brick from the Home Depot. And then we'll just put this guy back. Right there. And the reason I ended up going with this, because the original plan was to get 2 bricks and run a piece of wood across, was because 1, the wood was expensive, and 2, my wife pointed out that it's probably easier for the water to drain out onto the cement bricks. It'll probably just absorb any water that drips out onto the from the bucket onto the brick. So, but now everything's all set up. We got the corn with a little bit of the mix that we made as well, and we're gonna put lettuce in here. And yeah, looks like we're good to go. We selected some seeds. In fact, we got 3 more seeds, so we will be growing one of everything in the containers. We got this one's cilantro, and we got spinach, I think. Yep. Carrots. Broccoli, cherry tomatoes, green onions, another green onion, and the lettuce that will go here. But yeah, we're just gonna follow some instructions on some videos that we found. If you guys want, I could put those in the description for every single one of these that I found, and you guys can look at the instructions. But some of these go buried about a 1/4 inch, maybe 1/2 inch if needed, all the way to the bottom for the seeds. Some of these just go sprinkled on top, and then you just kind of lightly cover with some soil, and that just depends on which one. So we're just gonna follow those videos and sow the seeds, water them, and wait. That's how we're gonna probably do today. Oh, and the corn is 7 days officially. So I'm thinking of using Instagram to post weekly pictures, and as well as make a weekly video on the progress. So maybe follow me on Instagram. I don't know what my handle is, but figure that out later. All right, so we have finished sowing all the seeds. We ended up not planting broccoli because it's not time yet. It's still too hot. We might try to do that when the spinach comes out, because we ended up doing spinach and spinach to spinach. It'll be done in about 45 to 50 days. So maybe then it'll be a bit fresher. If not, we'll have to try again in the spring. So after, right around February. Cool fact about the area we live in, between the time of like December 11th through February 11th, that's usually when the coldest time of the year is. And in Arizona, based on the area that we live in, we live in where it fluctuates between 25 degrees to 35 degrees Fahrenheit, so it will freeze. So a lot of things you can't grow because they will freeze. So we might not grow anything in the winter, but that doesn't mean the project will stop, because we can always start seeds inside and bring them outside once March comes around, after the last frost date, which is like somewhere between February 11th and the 20th of next year, 2025. And then we'll bring the stuff out there from that we grow inside out here, and we'll just transplant and see how that goes. So that'll be a future video, because I got a handful of ideas for how to do that inside, and I'll just record and show you guys how I do that. But as far as outside goes, it's all done. We got the tomato, we got the carrots, we got the green onions, cilantro, and 2 buckets spinach, and the lettuce on the rectangular one, and corn right here. This is 7 days, like I said. These are 0 days, and we'll see how they are in a week. Like I said, I'll keep you guys updated on Instagram. Maybe I'll post some pictures, and definitely on YouTube. And yeah, thanks for watching. I think that'll do it for now. Thanks. Bye.